To Paul W.S. Anderson and all the other makers of the Resident Evil movies, take some notes. This is how it's done. John Wick, Chapter 2. So, John Wick Chapter 2 is the sequel to the surprisingly really fun John Wick. The first John Wick just barely missed out on my top 10 movies of 2014. Just barely. So, now I'm here to figure out how John Wick 2 stacks up to that. And in this movie, once again, we have Keanu Reeves, and this guy comes and he tries to make a deal with him. John Wick refuses, so he does something that's just despicable to John Wick, and now John Wick is out for revenge, and we have our movie once again. Alright, so let's talk about John Wick, Chapter 2. So as I have already said, I really enjoyed the first John Wick. It was one of the most surprising movies of 2014, and like I said, it just barely missed out on my top 10 of 2014 list. And John Wick Chapter 2, I gotta say, I actually found myself enjoying it more than I did the first John Wick. First off, Keanu Reeves. He's an action star. He is. And I'm happy to say that he has redeemed himself from the Neon Demon, so good on you, Keanu. Now, the action sequences. First off, I already said my piece about Keanu Reeves' performance. He is an action star. He's very good at it as well. He gives a great performance in this movie. The action scenes he's in, wow. They blew me away. I wasn't expecting anything like this. But there's like 4 or 5 really great action sequences in this movie that just had me shoving popcorn in my face. I was really having a good time. This movie is so much fun. It really is. It's a lot of fun. You go into the theater with a packed house. You have popcorn. You have a soda. It's really fun to watch. Really awesome. The cinematography is really good as well. And like I said in my intro, Paul W.S. Anderson. And to anyone who was involved with the making of these Resident Evil movies, take some notes. This is how you shoot an action film right here. It's not shaky cam editing all over the place like Resident Evil was. It's just filmed really well. The action's well choreographed as well. And the CG and sound effects are really good too. It's a great looking action film. John Wick Chapter 2 is absolutely beautiful to look at. But the best part about John Wick Chapter 2, of course, is the action sequences. I've already said my piece about them, but just the way that they're fought. Like, again, it's fun. This film is all about the fun of it. And the story's really good, too. I mean, it is kind of similar to the first one in a sense, but they take the first one and they basically expand on it so that now you have more reasons to root for John Wick and what he's been going through. You understand his intentions on what he's been going through, and and the villain as well. You kind of understand his intentions as well. He's a really good villain. I actually thought he was a better villain than the first John Wick. The first John Wick was kind of over the top, the villain was kind of over the top. And this one, I mean, he is kind of over the top in the same way, but you definitely get behind his intentions a lot more, I think. It was like one of my main problems with the first one is you couldn't really get behind him quite as much. I actually thought this villain was a lot better. But yes, the action sequences and some of the scenes leading up to the action sequences as well. There's a scene, I think it's at a concert, kind of. I mean, it involves this woman in a hot tub or something like that. That scene right there, I was just like, oh man, that just happened. And one of my favorite action scenes in this movie, it takes place in a city. It's around the hour 15 minute mark. It's in the middle of the second act of the film. like leading up to the third act. And Keanu Reeves, he's fighting against this one guy, and then the next scene, it involves a pencil. That's all I'm going to say. I was just like, wow. And the last thing I gotta get into, the ending fight scene leading up to the climax of the film. Well done. And I want John Wick 3 to happen. Make it happen, guys. As long as they have the same directors, writers, all that, and they have Keanu Reeves, I'm in. I'm in. And I would love to see this franchise turn into like this big series. And if it ends up being better than The Matrix, which right now, I think it's on track for that, because the only really good Matrix film was the first one. So far, we have 2 really good films here. If it keeps going like this, we could have an awesome franchise. So yeah, bring on John Wick 3, and to the next action film in line, which I think might be the second Kingsman. Let me see what you got. Now, I have one flaw and one minor nitpick with this film. The flaw is Ruby Rose. I think her character was a little bit on the weaker side, and her performance didn't really feel like it was all that really intriguing. But that's really it for her. And the nitpick I have is, it seems like every time Keanu Reeves gets shot in this movie, he just gets up and kind of walks away like nothing happened. It's like, okay, you just got shot. Shouldn't you be like down on the ground or holding it or something? Except for a couple times in this movie. But yeah, that's really it. So John Wick Chapter 2 overall is a very fun time at the movies. I definitely recommend checking this one out in theaters if you can. And I really, really hope that people went to see this movie instead of 50 Shades Darker. I know that didn't happen, but I really wish it would have. It's kind of a travesty that it got beat by 50 Shades, actually. But yeah, that's besides the point. This movie is awesome. Go see it in theaters if you can right now. It is worth the time and worth the money. Buy popcorn and hope for a packed house, because that's really the best part of it. There's so much energy in the theater. So with all that being said, it's time to score John Wick Chapter 2. I do think it is a little bit better than the first film. We'll see if it ends up on my top 10 list or not, but it has a very strong chance to as of right now. I am going to give John Wick Chapter 2 a 94% certified fresh rating. That is my very first A+ of 2017. Alright guys, so there's my review of John Wick Chapter 2. What did you guys think about it? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. What is your favorite Keanu Reeves movie? Or do you think that this series could become better than The Matrix? Once again, comment below, let me know. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more reviews to come. I'm hoping to see The Great Wall and A Cure for Wellness sometime this week, so you can expect reviews of those 2 movies coming up. But that is going to be it for now, and until next time, once again, my name is the California Cougar, and always remember to stay California cool, everyone. Peace out.